Have you ever had a killer headache after a long day, or sore muscles after a difficult workout? If so, you might have reached for some over-the-counter relief in the form of popular medications like Motrin, Advil, or aspirin. These drugs are scientifically classified as nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs. NSAIDs act by inhibiting an enzyme in the body that normally makes products that can cause pain, fever, and inflammation. When you take NSAIDs, they go into the body's cells, inhibit this enzyme, and prevent your symptoms. Simple, right? But what if I told you that wasn't all these NSAIDs were doing? Numerous studies have shown that NSAIDs can have some nasty side effects, particularly in bone. For example, recent studies in U.S. military personnel have shown that NSAID use is strongly associated with increased fracture risk, meaning that something that NSAIDs are doing is making bone weaker and more likely to break. My project focuses on finding out what those unintended side effects are by looking at a bone cell called the osteocyte. There are actually three main cells that work together to keep bone healthy. Osteoclasts remove damaged and unneeded bone, osteoblasts make new bone, and together these cells work to remodel bone. Their efforts are coordinated by osteocytes, which not only coordinate bone remodeling, but also remodel bone themselves. It might be easier to think of the bone as an orchestra led by a conductor. The different sections or cells each know their individual parts of the song, but they need the conductor to unify them by keeping the tempo and adjusting the sound when necessary. Similarly, an osteocyte can sense outside stimuli, like exercise or injury, and transmit signals to osteoclasts and osteoblasts to adjust their levels of remodeling to meet the needs of the bone. Now imagine that you're listening to this Osteo-Orchestra. The cells are playing together harmoniously when a stranger, the NSAID, walks up to the conductor and taps them on the shoulder. Naturally, the conductor's attention to their own duties and their control over the musicians waver, and the playing becomes discordant. The conductor can easily recover from a single disruption, but what if you took NSAIDs every day for a week? 2 weeks? Would the song still sound the same afterwards? In conclusion, regular use of NSAIDs could be impeding the functions of the osteocyte conductor, which disrupts bone remodeling coordination and could lead to weaker bone that breaks more easily. By looking at this critical osteocyte conductor, my project will discover how NSAIDs are increasing fracture risk to prevent future fractures in frequent users.